What is up, Elite Outcome Academy? Welcome to another episode where today we're going to be talking about maturity, adolescent behavior, and childlike thinking. What the difference is between the three, what to keep, what to throw out, what to shake off, and how to rise to your potential and into your purpose. That voice that's inside of you, that feeling that's inside of you, that is screaming at you to come out, we call that the burn. We call that the scream. We call that the version of you that wants to rip out, to shake off your old self, and to stand tall in the version that you know you can become. Let's play some intro music and we'll get into it.
Now my time has come, you see, and I'm heard. I, the flesh from above, video word. Total transformation, become the god. Pointed at the ones whose work I've begun. I will be time. Fight back against the ones who grew up.
Okay, as I said, we're going to talk about adolescent behavior, childlike thinking, and maturity. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this over the last few days because I have an issue with the way that we talk about it. And I broke down into my own opinions and my own ways of thinking and applied them to the way that I behave for me, in the environments that I'm in, the people that I talk to, and the way that I regulate my emotions. Let's first dive into childlike behavior. We're going to crush adolescence at the end. But let's talk about childlike behavior. What does it mean to be childlike? Yeah, I bit my cheek there. To be childlike to me means to be playful, to be creative, to have imagination, to have no fear, to have the ability to create a world that is full of pleasure, full of intuitive action. This is something that we have to replace, because when we talk about somebody acts like a child, what you really mean is somebody is acting adolescent. We're gonna get into what I mean by that. But when we say somebody's acting like a child, well, this is being used against somebody's emotions. Acting like a child, behaving like a child, or having childlike behavior based on what I just explained is an incredible gift, an incredible talent, to have the imagination, to have the creativeness, to have the ability to have a world that is full of pleasure and whimsical opportunities. And as a leader, as a business owner, as a motivator, as a family member, as a parent, as part of the community, at work, whatever it may be, to demonize the saying childlike behavior has to quit. It has to be replaced. It has to be rethought of, because having childlike behavior can be incredible at helping accomplishment happen, goals happen, achievements happen, because you can be creative and you can find ways around making something out of nothing. You can give a child a box full of toys that don't have anything to do with building a fort, and they will build a fort with it, or they will create a community with it, or whatever, you know. You give a child a set of Legos that has no theme, and they're going to make something out of it. Just this morning, my son had a little handful of Legos he found somewhere, and he kind of made a bridge out of it, and I don't remember what he was saying that it was, because when he brought it to me, I was half asleep, but he was having fun. He was using his imagination. If we can learn to use our imagination, our creativeness, our childlike mind, and heart in order to structure things that are fun, pleasurable, creative, and collective, life is so much better. So let's stop saying somebody's behaving like a child. Instead, let's start saying how somebody is behaving in adolescence, or however you want to say it. We're going to attack adolescence here in just a moment. But first, I want to talk about maturity. What does it mean to be mature? It's a real easy answer, but very difficult to obtain. Becoming mature means being able to not allow any one set of emotions to overcome and overtake the way that you are behaving in any one given situation. It's to be able to stand in the thick of intensity and not let it affect you in a way where you fall apart. You can fall apart in multiple directions. You can become so angry and irate in a situation that you have no ability to regulate or manage the situation. We can see this actually. It's very funny because it overall is not funny, but it's kind of funny to watch or analyze. How many times when somebody has gotten hurt do you laugh? It's a little bit funny because it's making me kind of light up a little bit thinking about it because it's such a strange response. Somebody gets hurt and you just start laughing. It's this bam, this something that happens that sends us into this overstimulated sense of entertainment or pleasure or whatever. So we can go in both directions. But maturity is being able to feel the emotion and behave in a way that is still centered. If you cannot do this, you need to be part of the Elite Outcome Academy program, the training that I have available. It's still in the works. It will be released soon. You can get on the waiting list by going to eliteoutcomeacademy.com. There's a coming soon page. But if you have not yet found yourself able to regulate the difference between the way you should behave in a situation versus the emotion that you're feeling that might be driving a certain behavior, then you have not reached maturity. This does not mean you cannot play with toys. This does not mean you cannot have fun. This does not mean you cannot be silly. You see, I was forced to become mature at a very, very young age. I ended up bypassing most of creative time, and I ended up bypassing what it means to move through adolescent behavior. And then this all showed up later in life as a problem because I never processed it. And unfortunately, this is the case for so many people. We end up in a traumatic or intense situation when we are children that makes us analyze the world in a way that is beyond the years that we should have to. We end up losing creative time in order to survive. We end up losing the opportunity to pass through adolescent behavior for survival. It's those that had the opportunity to really give those things a shot that makes them real mature adults when it comes to that position, to that point and time frame of life. The problem is consciously processing all of this after you've reached adulthood and still think of adolescent behavior as childlike behavior. So now we're going to nail down on adolescent behavior. Adolescent behavior to me means the kicking and screaming and throwing fits and getting overly angry and getting overly animated and excited when things aren't going your way. It has to do with entitlement. It has to do with all of the things that make life sideways when something doesn't go right for you. I'll give you an example. Children, when they are hungry, they might throw a fit, especially before they're able to communicate with words. They might cry. Babies, when they get hungry, they cry. Babies, when they can't change their own diaper, they cry. Babies cry in order to get attention. They throw fits in order to get attention because the fulfillment of whatever it is that they need, they cannot do on their own. This is going to be a hard pill to swallow for you if you struggle with anger problems, if you struggle with getting overly excited when things don't go your way, if you struggle with entitlement. You're acting like an adolescent child. You're not acting childlike. Remember, that's the imagination, creative, constructive sector of what we're talking about. You're acting in adolescence when you're throwing a fit. If you feel like you have the right to behave in an aggressive or over-the-top manner in order to get what you want, you are not mature. We have to move you into maturity, which means you have to go through the process of rewiring your nervous system, rewiring your thought patterns, rewiring your impulsive, because it becomes instinctual, your impulsive, instinctual behavior of getting what you want through aggression. It is instinctual because, like I said, this is how babies get what they want. This is how babies get food, love, shelter, affection. And moving through adolescence as a child is done through boundary setting by the adults. You want a toy and you throw a big fit in the store, what happens? You either do or do not get that toy. Let's talk about both of those options. You throw a fit in the store and your parent gives you a toy, you learn that throwing fits is the way to get something. Consciously. You throw a fit and you don't get the toy, you consciously learn that that's not the right way to get what you want. If you're a parent listening to this, understand that you are creating an adult that behaves in every which way that you despise in other people. Or you are creating an adult that behaves in every way that you admire in other people. I know it's difficult. I know it's hard. But we have to train up a new generation of people that know how to behave properly. If you are watching this and you think to yourself, am I acting like a toddler when something upsets me? This is fun. I get it. I had to pass through this going from my mid to late 20s into my early 30s. I'm now 36. I had to do all of these stages of adolescence as an adult because I never had a chance to process them as a child because life was so chaotic. Parent abandonment, neglect, sexual abuse, all these different things that happen. My dad working a million hours a week because that's what he had to do. So we were being raised by teenagers. I had to push aside the creative and not get the chance to pass through adolescence. Now, I wouldn't trade it, because now the creative part of me was able to stick for lifelong. That part of me never got broken. But the adolescent part of me wasn't developed or passed through until I was an adult. If you need to pass through from adolescent behavior into mature behavior, then you need to be part of this academy. You need to click the link, put your email in, and get ready for the launch that's coming very, very soon. If you know that you are not taking care of yourself, then you need to be part of this academy. You can look around you, and if you are an adult who uses everybody else to get the things done that you need done, that you could do on your own, then you need to be in this academy, because I'm going to help you pass through. You know that you are not the person that you were meant to be. I'm going to yell at you here a little bit. You are not the person that you know that you are meant to be, and you know it right here. You know it right here, and you can't lie to yourself. I think it's one of God's greatest gifts that he gave to us, was you cannot lie to yourself. You can torment yourself into believing whatever it is that you want, but you cannot lie to yourself. You know that you are not living up to your greatest potential. You know that you are behaving with entitlement. You know that you should be doing things that you are not doing. And we need you. If you are still here watching this video, we need you to step up as an individual for your home, for your children if you have them, for your work environment, for your community, for your city, for your state, and for the nation. We have to heal it. And it's going to be with one person at a time. And you will help change the direction of the way we live, the way that we behave. You will be a great and powerful leader for ethical and moral reasons, because we need that. You have to move out from being a little boy or a little girl that behaves with emotion to get what you want. And if you don't get what you want, you fall on the floor and you flop around and you kick and scream. You do the bicycle kicks. We said this to all of my children when they were young and throwing fits. All right, ride your bicycle, get it out. Because I helped them process through. Because I never got the chance to. Keep your childlike behavior. That means playfulness, imagination, creative, constructive, whimsical, playful. Move into maturity by shaking off the adolescent behavior, by doing the things that you know you need to do. Even if they're hard, even if that means you lose people in your life, even if that means that you have to shake off every old characteristic and attribute that you might love today. You have to move forward. We have too many weak people. Too many weak people, and we need you. It takes time, it takes progress, and I'm here for you to help you do that. I am your coach, I'm your mentor, I'm your advocate, and I will take you along the path that you need to move into your fullest and truest potential. I have suffered immensely to get where I'm at. And I can help you get to where you need to go without suffering as greatly as I did, but coming out with the same amount of power and position as somebody who is confident, full of potential, and fulfilled with purpose. I can get you there. And if you come along with me, I will get you there because I will not leave you behind. With that being said, become elite and find somebody to be kind to today.